Hey there, Islanders! Welcome to my new channel, where I'll be reviewing all 98 episodes of that goofy 60s TV sitcom, you guessed it, Gilligan's Island. Gilligan's Island was on the air from 1964 to 1967, and it was anchored by star Bob Denver. Yeah, I know, I did say anchored. Alright, Islanders, just sit right back and you'll hear a review. We'll start with the pilot, Two on a Raft, which aired September 25th, 1964. There was a previous pilot called Marooned, but it was rejected by CBS. The pilot for GI is solid, fast-paced, and fun, with only a hiccup or two keeping it from a perfect score. We start with footage from that unaired Marooned pilot, as the skipper awakens to find himself beached. You can see in this frame the original actresses from that Marooned pilot sleeping behind the skipper. That's Nancy McCarthy and Kit Smythe playing Ginger and a character named Bunny. There was no Marianne yet. The skipper is sure that he can somehow get back to civilization, but Gilligan is more jumpy and comes off as a little neurotic.
Beached? When the storm was over and it was calm, you said we'd be home in no time.
It may take longer.
But when the passengers wake up and want to get off at the marina, what are you going to tell them?
Think of something.
How are we going to get home? Look at those holes.
The first news scene we get is an expositional one, where the audience is introduced to the Minnow's passengers and crew through the use of the transistor radio. Unfortunately for them, they learn that the Minnow is thought to be lost at sea and no help is coming. The skipper is too impatient to sit around and wait. He decides to make the very first rescue attempt, the first of many. His project is simple. He and Gilligan will build a bamboo raft and set sail for civilization. The professor is quickly established as the voice of reason and warns them they're headed on a suicide mission.
With the proper materials, you can't possibly survive the wind, the waves, the coral reefs, not to mention the sharks. Gilligan, the entire venture is suicidal.
Funny, but none of those conditions is ever mentioned again, and doesn't seem to stop anybody from coming and going. I mean, this guy made it twice on a surfboard. Anyway, the professor introduces the subplot. He's discovered the headdress of a Marubi headhunter, meaning that there are headhunters on the island. The skipper doesn't believe him. Gilligan is ready to give up the ship, but the brave skipper orders him full steam ahead. Much of the heavy comic lifting comes from our two leads, and their amazing Laurel and Hardy chemistry is on full display in this one.
I'm flipping my lid, I tell you. Everywhere I look, it's water, water, water.
You stop that, Gilligan. It's an order.
Well, I'm sick of orders, and I'm sick of the sun and the wind and the spray and the salt.
What are you talking about? We've only been gone 20 minutes.
Easily the high point of the episode for me is their encounter with those pesky sharks. It's a hilarious scene accompanied by great special effects and cute musical cues, as the raft is gradually chomped to bits. Unfortunately, the rest of the cast is relegated to the sidelines, just fretting about their return. Well, at least the Howes get in a few putts. The second act is less fun and more contrived. The sailors stumble onto the other side of the island. Their campfire soon attracts the attention of the others, who mistake it for a smoke signal by a Marubi landing party. The skipper soon convinces Gilligan that there are other people on the island who are also Marubi. The episode unfortunately descends into a lot of silliness and really weak gags. The low point for me is when Gilligan and the skipper disguise themselves as a tree in a bush in disguises that wouldn't fool a tree in a bush. And Gilligan talks to a woodpecker. Sigh. Much better is the final sequence at the cave where everyone stumbles into each other. The professor settles everyone's confusion, but Gilligan, overeager to reunite with his new family, accidentally springs the professor's trap and gets the series off to an intentionally rocky start. Now it's time for some of my Coco Notes, another way to say random observations about an episode. What we learned from the radio report is that the minnows set sail on a Tuesday. The skipper's full name is Jonas Grumbly. The Howells are billionaires with a capital B. Mary Ann hails from Winnefield, Kansas, and Ginger is wearing the nightgown from her nightclub act. Also, the professor's full name is Roy Hinckley, and he's a well-known scoutmaster. You know, he must be really good at it for it to overshadow his 7 degrees. Jim Backus steps into his role as Thurston Howell III with tremendous energy and upper-class haughtiness. Natalie Schaefer is also fully developed. Natalie coming out of the cave is priceless. Tina Louise, on the other hand, comes across as a little subdued and unsure of herself. This close-up of her is awkward and goes on too long. Dawn Wells doesn't do much either, but she does look good in short shorts. And finally, I love this bit.
Howell.
Shh, Professor. Mr. Howell is putting.
I know, but I've got important news.
Not while I'm putting.
Mr. Howell, I believe the Marubi may be here.
I don't care who's here. They are not playing through.
My rating for this one, 8 out of 10. See you next episode, Islanders.